Hey everybody, got another video here for you. Okay, time for this paint test here. I've got the flat black and this stuff is dry. So, and the idea, I've got a couple different size Ziplocs here. So as soon as I spray this on, then I can start blotting it. And we'll see what happens. So the first step is I need to get a thin coat of black over the whole thing, more or less. Kind of like that. Then we'll go like this. That kind of a thing. Where's some of that gold? See what this big one does here. Now there you go. That's some serious splotching. So, yeah. And that's the basic idea. And then once that dries, that'll be flat black. And all the rest of that stuff will show through. Get a closer up view. Pretty crazy, huh? So, marking out the body here, and it's pretty straightforward. You got your center line. I'm sure you can't see any of these pencil marks, but yeah, there's a center line along here. You got your heels right here. Be a traditional heel, whatever shape heel you got going on. You know your heel length. You do your math for the length of the neck and figure out how far from the end of the heel to the saddle line. Saddle line's right there. And center the bridge on the center line. And that's right where your bridge goes. Then you've got your, wiggle room on a bolt-on neck so that you can get your neck straight. Much nicer than a set neck. More forgiving. Also supposedly gives you a faster attack on the instrument as opposed to like a neck-through design. But, yeah, so you got your bridge in position, and then you want to get straight string pull through. So from here, you can take your measurements from the center of the bridge to the center of each saddle and get the distance from the center line to each string. And then you just, run the ruler back, mark it out however far for each string. And then you take into account the radius of the tuning peg and offset the hole by the radius of the tuning peg. And that way the string will come through the saddle and come onto right to the side of the tuning peg. And you get perfect straight string pull through. Which means that when you're doing bends, you've got the roller here, you've got this as a locker, so it doesn't have a whole bunch of windings on it. It's got straight string pull through. Up at the other end, you've got a lock nut. So yeah, nothing can go wrong. This is the only place where the string will move when you do a bend, and you should have 100% tuning stability with a system like this. So right now I'm about to take some measurements and figure out the spacing for these tuning pegs. They start 100 millimeters back from the bridge, and then they're 25 millimeters apart, and then go over left to right however far they have to go for the string pull through. And then once you've got them marked out, then you just come over, say about 10 or 15 millimeters, and that's where you put the edge of the guitar and cut the diagonal. Connect the dots, so to speak. One of these days I'll have to figure out all the dots and then make something curvy or something like that. Maybe make another diamond. Well, that's it. It's all cut out. Now you just gotta smooth it out. I've got this this new toy here for that. Just sort of make quick work of it. Okay, the angle grinder, the mini angle grinder, got everything pretty smooth and flat. good enough that I don't even think I'm going to bother with a quarter sheet sander, which is a little less aggressive. And I can just go to hand sanding and, take any minor imperfections out of these surfaces, get them all nice and flat, and round over all the edges. And yeah, that's it basically. So a little quality time with the 60 grit, and just kind of do a little like that kind of thing. Make sure all these places where the angle changes, they're all smooth and stuff like that. So yeah, like that, and then go around, do all the edges, front and back. And I still need to mark out the bolt holes for the heel, and then mark off the taper and cut off the tail here for the heel, and then sand that too, just by hand though. Yeah, it's pretty much down to hand sanding, and then I got to start drilling. Lots of holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 17 holes, something like that. 19 holes, including neck bolts. 21 including the nut bolt inserts in the neck. So yeah, almost a couple dozen holes. Yeah, 6 more holes for the ferrules, so there you're up to 27 already. So a lot of drilling. So I'm just finishing up getting the last little saw marks out of all the sides here on the guitar, and that's really important because that will show up through clear coat, no matter lacquer or enamel or poly, whatever. That'll show up. So you want to make sure that your stuff's really, really flat. Then you don't have any imperfections in your finish. Usually I'm kind of lazy, but it's not going bad. This mahogany is pretty soft stuff, actually. It's a 8-inch plank instead of the normal 6s I usually get, and this stuff seems to be a little softer than the 6-inch stuff. Still comes from Buried in Hardwoods on Amazon. Great supplier. Well, I think that's going to do it for this video. So, until the next one, everybody, have a good one.